Hi everyone, it's Melissa with My Pet Pigeon, and in this video I want to talk about what you can expect when it's time to clean your cage. This video is for anyone who's new to pigeons in their house or who are just curious and thinking about getting a pigeon, if it's going to be too messy for them or if it's something they could probably take care of pretty easily. So here's the cage that I've got. It's an extra large dog crate, and Rose is in there on her eggs, pretty much as usual. And as you can see, I've just got the bottom lined with newspaper. It's one way to go when you're trying to deal with cleaning up the mess. That keeps it easy. And there's Rose. Hi. So first thing I want to say is I still have this old packing box that I used to use for Halloween storage. And honestly, it's still going strong. I just have been using it this whole time ever since we got Rose from our front yard, because it just fits her really well. It fits the nest that the basket that I got for her nest. So I realized I need to be able to make the top of this box really easy to clean. So what I did is I cut a piece of this transparent contact paper you can get in the kitchen section of the stores, and I just stuck it on top of the box, and so this actually is now plastic lined, which means I can get it wet and scrub all those stains off right there when it comes to the nice deep clean that I do for her. And then the rest of the cage is lined with the newspaper, and the nice thing about newspaper is obviously it's really easy to get. A lot of papers are free these days, and you just put lots of layers down, so if she poops, then you can just pick off the top layer and throw it away or compost it, and then you still have all those other layers to go. Now, as you can see, I haven't cleaned up her seed mess in a while. That's because I like, and she likes to just forage through them, I guess. And the hungrier she gets, the more likely she is to eat the things that she's not really in love with, but she'll eat them because she's hungry. If you look closely, what do we have here? All her least favorite seeds. We have bits of eggshell, which I give her once in a while, especially when she's in the process of making more eggs. There's just a lot of things that she flings around. The only thing I need to do here to clean up is I can scoop them up and put them in her reject pile, which then I feed to the wild birds and ducks and geese out there. Or, you can just throw them away. In terms of cleaning up her poop, I do that literally every single time I see it, definitely at least once a day. I don't want her stepping in her poop, and they kind of don't really pay attention to what they're stepping in, so they'll step in it and potentially track it around. So I just want to make sure I'm on her poop, really keeping it clean. I like a clean house. And so another thing is, unless you're super regular with them wearing their pigeon pants, anytime they leave the cage, then obviously you want to make sure you're following them around or paying attention when they're outside of their cage and clean up after them there as well. Now Rose, because she lays eggs and sits on them, she doesn't really poop in her cage very much because she doesn't like to poop near her eggs. So that makes my job a bit easier. And if you want to look outside the cage, there definitely is stuff that flies outside the cage. Again, more seeds and what I call pigeon dust, which is basically just the stuff that she preens off of her feathers. And you can't really see it. It's just basically dust. And that does get messy around their cage, either on the surface here or on the floor down below. And so you want to clean that. I probably sweep and clean that about once a week. And it's, again, pretty easy to do. Nice to do on a really windy day when you can just clean and sweep and open all the windows and try to let it blow out the window too. It'd be really fun just to get a leaf blower in my house once in a while and really clear out all the dust from the corners. But obviously vacuuming is another alternative, probably even better than sweeping, because then you're not just flinging all that dust up into the air again. So vacuuming about once a week in the corners around her cage, not in her cage per se, although you can. Here you can see I've got a lining of cardboard just so it's soft on her feet. And then under the cardboard there is another collection of seeds. I probably clean that up about once every few months. Wow, there's a lot back there. I feel like I just did that. Anyway, so those aren't what I consider dirty. For me, the biggest cleanup that I want to stay on top of is the poop. The seeds, you know, they're not going to rot or grow moldy or anything, so I don't worry too much about that. And if you don't like the look of this newspaper, the way it's scattered around, another alternative is to either just use this contact paper, which is plastic, to line the bottom of your cage so that it's just easy to wipe and clean up every day. Or another alternative to that is a yoga mat that you can cut to fit the inside of your cage and maybe any of your shelves. And then, again, those are basically plastic and easy to clean up. Now, the reason I don't put newspaper up here is because it's slippery unless you tack it down somehow. Anytime she would jump up and down on top of her shelf there, it would either slide off or, you know, anytime she flaps her wings, it blows away. And so the only place that newspaper really works is somewhere where you can anchor it down with, you know, logs under the box there. Things are kind of holding it down, so when she flaps her wings and makes a lot of wind, they're not blowing everywhere. Thanks for watching, my pet pigeon. It'd be great to see you around, so go ahead and subscribe and comment with your questions and love. All right, see you next time.